Now, what I'll try to do in further episodes is actually use official Apollo image um, pictures. These are official ones that haven't been, this is from the Apollo Image Atlas, these haven't been adopted or blurred. So when we zoom in, we'll see these structures. They're very small on the pictures, but they have to be enlarged. And you'll see these moon mining cities around craters, and I've photographed big machines that are sitting there and enlarged. I'll have to use the iPhone to actually film it and the enlargement device, but I'll actually hop in and out of the video using these pictures, zooming in, then using my iPhone to actually enlarge them. And from far these pictures look very innocent, but as you go down you'll see the various buildings or structures down there. You'll see in craters. Yeah, so from far away there's not much to be seen. I mean, you have to really go inside to search for these things. I found bases in craters or domes in craters. I found a lot of things which took me a long time to actually learn the tricks of how to see these things. And there's one peculiar one there. Obviously the lights are on. There's a straight thing leading to a crater there, but this is just preliminary zooming it out to show you these things that are later. This is virtually a lit up city in the background. Inside that crater it's very bright and lit, and these are structures there that are domes, very lit up. I'll devote a whole episode and go through all the pictures. There's thousands of them there, but that's a great one. That's one I enlarged. This is a big structure in a crater. It's a few kilometres wide. That can't be normal rock structure. It's like a platform. I could devote a whole episode just to that structure and the structures just under it. I just threw that one in because obviously I'll devote a whole episode. The pictures we zoomed in before, that's the tubular structures. That was the one on the far away on the mountain. So you'll see all these tubular structures, which I believe, there's one there. There's in the crater you'll see the rounder structure, the tubes. They were probably built, there we go again. They've got these like landing platforms on top. They're all curvy and tubular. And the rumour is that's why they landed in South America a lot. There they are there again. And these are from pictures that I took, like that Serpentine's head. That's where the UFOs land, and they travel down the structure. That's the rumour why they land in South America. They needed cement, and the cement was in the form of hot volcanic lava. And here we just zoom in again to the moon base and show you how that compares to these platforms and tubular structures. Here we go down there, that beautiful square structure we've frozen, that walkway, tubular structure, one there, that squarish platform there, but that square there is perfect, and that's from pictures taken official Apollo 11 flyover. So you can do it yourself. You just freeze it and find that frame. These are not images that someone produces at lectures and say, look at this, look at that, that's excellent, that structure down there. Now, I met someone whose grandma used to watch these things in the 30s fly into the volcano. She was from El Salvador, and they actually brought the hot lava up into the UFOs. Look at that structure down there, that's excellent. And there's a device next to it, a platform on top, one other. There's a cylinder structure. And the rumour was when they flew over at that stage, the NSA had the agreement with the aliens from '54 with Eisenhower, and they were sharing those bases. There's one of these big serpent head structures, I call them, and that can be seen in the Cabeus crater with the L-cross impact. And there's just so much happening on the ground. Oh, that's a good one there. It just shows a step-like formation of that structure. And there's that tube going across, that one there. There's like a machine, or there's some more there hidden in that platform. There's structures everywhere. That's amazing. So there's no way the guys flying Apollo 11 didn't see this. It was just, it's beyond belief. So it's more like a reconnaissance flight. There it is again, just flying over and freeze frame. And then they raise up, then they start to fly up. This is the official interview after they returned Apollo 11, and
followed by question and answer.
They don't look that happy. They look
I'd
like
like to introduce the Apollo
they've seen a lot of things which they shouldn't
astronauts,
talk
Neil
about.
Armstrong, Michael Collins, Edwin Aldrin. Neil?
That's going to haunt Neil Armstrong for the rest of his life. The Buzz Aldrin seems to come out later in the future. And Michael Cullen just remains very hidden in his life too.
It's an adventure that took place not just in the month of July, but rather one that took place in the last decade. We all here and the people listening in today had the opportunity to share that adventure.
When you look at Buzz Aldrin, they're all holding their hands very tightly, they're all clenching their jaws.
It's our privilege today.
There's things they shouldn't talk about. Things they've seen, like flying over the alien moon base, classified pictures they took, which I'll show later.
That was
hoping not to scare people on the ground, because what they found is just one of the biggest historical findings of mankind.
We're going to divert a little bit from the
Buzz Aldrin takes very
format of past press
deep breaths
conferences
and
talk about
swallows
the things
as well.
that
He looks
interest
very uncomfortable.
us most. In particular,
They're very scared of letting the cat out of the bag.
things
Very
that occurred
scared.
on and about the moon.
It looks like they've come from a funeral rather than come from an exciting
We
trip.
will
So
use
they were very scared.
A number of
I believe they were encountering the UFOs.
and slides which most of you have
They could
already
have
seen.
been shot down even,
And
things happening. So
with
they
the
weren't
intent of
simple
pointing
things,
out
obviously,
some
they
of
were
the
scared
things that we
about.
observed on the spot, which may not be obvious to those of you who are looking at them here from the surface.
Neil Armstrong was probably one of the best interviewers. So there's one with BBC coming up
Mr.
now.
Armstrong, I do realize that
He's
when
very
you were on the
cool,
moon, you
so
had
he
very little time
doesn't
to gaze
seem
upward.
to
But could you tell us something about
be like
what
a
the
Buzz
sky
Aldrin.
actually
He
looks like
was
from the moon?
just
The sun, the
looking
Earth,
as
the
though
stars,
he was
and any
holding back all that information, and just
The
at the
sky
right
is
moment
black,
it would spill out.
when viewed from the moon, as it
Neil
is
Armstrong's a
when
good
viewed
player,
from,
and the funny thing
cislunar
was, in
space,
history, if
space
you read up
between the
about
Earth
him,
and the moon.
he retreats to this very small
The
local
Earth is
town
the
where he's
only
known by
visible
Andy Knight,
object other
and
than the
everyone in that
sun
town
that can be
has
seen,
been asked
although
not to talk to him
some
about the
reports
landing
have
on the
seen
moon.
planets. I myself
It isn't
did
as
not
though he
see
would
planets from the
jump up and
surface,
down
but
with
I
joy
suspect
and say,
they might,
whoopee,
visible.
we're walking around, we kicked up
The Earth is
dust, we're
quite
the
beautiful from
first
space,
men, it was very nice, I could see
from
the
the
Earth.
moon. It's
It's as
quite
though he was
small and
scared
quite
by talking,
remote,
he could
but,
be tempted to
it's
open
very
up about the
blue
truth
and
that's
covered
happening
with,
there. So
white
I think
lace
the
of the
Secrets
clouds,
Act obviously
and the continents are clearly
weighed
seen,
up on their
although
mind a lot.
they have very
They
little color
knew what
from
was at
that
stake,
distance.
they knew
What
the
about the sun? Do you see any trace of the corona?
shocking
No,
discovery
the glare from the sun
they
on
could
the
see there,
helmet
an alien
visor
moon base.
was too difficult to
And at that
pick out
stage, William Cooper
corona.
from The Hidden Truth
Time
on
we
YouTube
could see
said the
corona
NSA and the
was
aliens were
during
actually
eclipse of the sun
had the joint
from the
agreement,
moon.
and
That
they're
is when
actually
we were
in those
flying
moon
through the moon
bases at that
shadow and
stage. So
could observe the
wow, that would have been so hard to believe in
solar drone
'69
peeking out
when
from
I was a
behind
child
the moon.
watching that. It's just
Looking at the photographs
beyond
that you brought back, the colour photographs of the
fiction.
moon's surface, it seems that the colour of the surface actually
And
varies
that's one of the
according to
last
the angle from
interviews
which
he
you see it.
gave, and
Is
then
this
he
so?
just
Does it
retreated,
do this?
and he was known
Yes,
as
it certainly
Andy
does.
Knight. So he
It's
actually went under a
characteristic that
false
we
name of
observe
Andy Knight,
first
and he
while
he
traveling
remained
around
very
the moon
reclusive
in
and
orbit. You can see that at the terminator, at
didn't give
the,
any interviews at all.
the
And
boundary
Buzz Aldrin,
between
on the other
the
hand,
black
has
part of the
given
moon
a
and the
lot of
lighted part of
interviews,
the
but
moon.
not once does he mention
It was
flying over
as
the
if you
secret
were
alien
looking at a television
base
set
or
with the contrast
photographing those
turned,
things.
uh,
He just mentions the monolith on
full contrast,
Phobos
very
and
black
says,
and
yes, he
very
thinks there's
white.
UFOs out there. there's probably more life in the universe. Now, there's no way he was going to say in the interview, guess what, fellas, we found the moon crawling with alien moon bases, and yeah, they're right next door. Rather than have Stephen Hawking on his interviews in his wheelchair saying somewhere beyond the galaxy there should be life and we might find it one day. These guys found it right next door to us in huge moon bases, domes in the craters, and I've also found other photographs of big structures there in the craters. And these are original pictures which I couldn't find anywhere. All the other interviews were pictures people so-called supplied, airbrushed, and who knows if they're Photoshop pictures that have been done up just to sell YouTube articles.
And also, were you at all subconsciously worried about the possibility of unsafe areas?
Unsafe areas.
Well, the color is a puzzling phenomenon.
He doesn't clench his jaw or stop or take a deep breath and be scared of the things he was warned about and things he saw. He's a very good player.
With rather light-colored
Okay, we'll stop there.
yet when you look at the